What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the Blade Inductrix binding fly. And this is it right here. Now, I must say that this thing is pretty awesome, and I slept on this one, so to say, because I really didn't think that this was going to be a quad for me. I guess I just had some bias about it, about the four-bladed props, because in my testing I've found that four-bladed props usually kill battery life, and it takes away a little of the oomph from my larger quadcopters. But I must say that this thing has really impressed me. It flies with power. Well, power for a little guy like this, it flies with enough power, more than enough, and it flies pretty decently long. It has a pretty long flight time for a nano. And yes, this is a nano, barely. It's that size in between. Let's see if we have anything up here that you can compare it to. I don't know why this guy's around close by, but this is the X6 top selling. I can't remember the name of this guy, but anyhow, look, it's the same size. So let's put this thing off to the side and check out this nano here. This is the MJX X902, and check it out. Matches up motor pod to motor pod. So pretty much a nano. It has 6mm motors there though, and it flies pretty decent. And you guys might know this thing as the tiny whoop. People have been mounting little cameras on top and been going wild with this thing. This thing has gone viral online as the tiny whoop, and I must say that this thing is a really nice flyer, and it has an advantage over most other nanos in that you can this thing has an acro mode, so you can learn to fly acro mode on this. It's on a really nice protocol. It's on the Spectrum DSM2 protocol, so you can fly it with a hobby grade transmitter, which is why I bought the binding fly. I've been flying it with the Devos there, and it also binds to the DX7, but I haven't been flying it with that. I prefer the Devos, but this thing flies awesome with the stock transmitter too. I have a stock transmitter that I tested it with, this here, but it does fly better with the Devos and the DX7. The gimbals on the sticks are just better, but it has a really nice yaw rate. Now, I actually had to turn the yaw rate down a little with the Devo, because this thing spins around really fast. When you turn the crank the yaw all the way up, it's almost uncontrollably fast. But you know, with the Devo, it's really nice resolution on the sticks, so you can still control the fast spinning yaw ones that you get. The deviation protocol supports. But this thing just had too fast a yaw for me, so I slowed it down. The yaw was so fast that when it did its funnels, I think it had something to do with the ducted fan design. It kind of wobbled on its funnels, but it did them very tight. But I turned it down and got it to my liking. It has a nicely deep pitch. The pitch is deep enough to fly straight forward when you kick the throttle all the way up. And the four-bladed props kind of makes it a smooth flight. So a very nice flight experience from this one. Is very stable, and I've noticed that this has a better programming. This little nano here has better programming than the Blade Nano QX FPV. The board in here is better than the board in the Blade Nano QX FPV, and that when you crash, as soon as you bump into something with the Nano QX, or you know, all renders of it, it actually goes down. The board becomes confused, or the accelerometer or gyro can't handle it, and it just goes down. This thing, you can bump it around all day. I've been flying this thing through little hoops I have hanging around and bumping against walls and all, and it doesn't go down. It's resilient and staying in the air. So that's pretty awesome. Really nice quad for a beginner to learn on, and this thing is just awesome. And I imagine that with the camera on it, it being that feisty in the air and able to withstand bumps and stuff like that. It would be awesome flying it with a camera on it. And by popular demand, I do plan to make a tiny whoop out of this thing. So I'm just getting my parts together. And I found that at first, when I first flew this thing, I was thinking that it was a little weak on power, and I think it was because I actually modified it when I first got it. I didn't do any physical modifications that were permanent, but I did put a little drop of hot glue on the ends of these spokes here for reinforcement, as someone tipped that they break really easily right there when you crash. But I found that small drop of hot glue actually affected its performance a great deal. I had vortex ring state and everything. I was thinking that it was a bad flyer until a friend of mine, Monty, told me that I should probably remove that. And I removed it, and sure enough, this thing flies awesome now. You can recover on the flips and all when you go in acro mode and do flips. It doesn't have one button flips or anything like that. It's just it seems really hobby grade, this little thing. And it's just flying with power now that I removed those little drops of hot glue off of it. And so it comes with two canopies, the red and the blue. There's a blue canopy in here, and it comes with a bunch of instruction manuals and reading material there. I didn't even bother with any of that. Pretty much straightforward though. It is plug and play, so that's awesome. All of the motors are plug and play here. Micro pin connectors, you can just unplug them to replace them. It comes with these little rubber bands to hold the wires back. Most people lose those, but I still have mine intact. And just a pretty awesome little flyer. It comes with this little 3.7 volt 150 milliamp hour 25C battery, same battery that goes on, that fits the Nano QX. And they have all types of little upgrade batteries that you can buy from Micromotor Warehouse or on Amazon. This one was given to me. It's a 45C 150 milliamp hour battery. And this one here, which seems to be my favorite one, it flies the best with this one. It flies pretty nice with the stock one actually, but this one here, it's 45C and it's 180 milliamp hours. And so this thing is pretty awesome for this. You can find this on Amazon. I will put link in description, and I will have links to the flights of this thing that I have in description as well. Really nice flyer. This thing flies fast enough, and in acro mode, it's really fun to fly in acro mode, and it's really tough. I've been crashing this thing flying it in acro mode. Most of the times I crash it, it lands on its feet or it hits the front though. And even if you do land upside down, it has these little points here on the tops of the props which catch it, and so not too much damage. This thing is awesome, pretty durable. Now this is the container that it comes in bind and fly. The top just comes off like that, and then this part opens up and it's stored in there. You can see this is the other color canopy, and everything was stored all compact in there. I thought that it didn't have a battery or anything, but everything was inside there. So pretty neat. Awesome little flyer. The Blade Inductrix. Bind and fly. Thanks for watching.